Namaste, angels. Let's see what the new moon in Leo is going to bring us, beginning with hesitation from the Twin Flame Oracle. I'm drawn particularly to the water today for this card. This woman, she's in water. Her face is covered. So this is something that is really, really emotional. That's why you're hesitant. There's, it could be all kinds of emotions. It doesn't have to only be fear, and she's really like feeling her emotions. They're surrounding her. She's surrounded in emotion. She's drowning in emotion, kind of. And so that's why she's like unable to move. But the card says, past heartbreak, broken trust, afraid to move forward. We'll give, there's a little bit of a shuffle and cut. I want to start with the spread from the masculine perspective. I think I usually start with the one that's for everyone. I don't know, somebody's telling me to start with the masculine first. Right. And the new moon in Leo, some people say that it's like the luckiest new moon of the year. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that, because I associate luck with Jupiter. Jupiter doesn't really have anything to do with with Leo. But then again, Leo's ruled by the sun, so maybe that's it. When the sun shines on you, on something, that it does bring all those like good energies, positive energies, like luck and things, and a feeling of spring, and then enabling you to spring forward. It brings you clarity, brings you information. So maybe that's why. I don't know why, really. But your love is blooming, and your answers arrive in spring. And I don't think that means you have to wait till next year. Again, I think that for some it has to do with springing forward. But the answer to something that you may have been wondering is no. The answer to your question is no. And then we have marriage behind that. Legal partnership, commitment, marital bond, and societal contract. I kind of feel that for some people this is about, again, a divorce. I've been feeling divorce for weeks. This is about a divorce. So like a no marriage, or maybe they're calling the engagement off or something like that. You're realizing this is not a good idea. And then where that's the case, it's possible that maybe like the divorce is final in spring. Sometimes it takes a while, but I'm just noticing the pink flowers in both pictures. A lot of earth energy coming through with these also. A lot of green, particularly in this one. So there could be something, again, with a divorce, or if it's not an actual divorce, some sort of separation from you, between you and someone or something, that like you're just divorcing yourself from something, removing yourself from the equation, like that sort of thing. But if it's an actual, literal, legal divorce, it could be maybe, again, that it's finalized in spring, or the fact that you're finally removing yourself from this thing or person or situation, circumstance, allows you to finally spring forward. The next card is in reverse. It is feminine, so it may be specifically the feminine and or a female who's dealing with this, because we also saw the female who was the one that was surrounded by our emotions and drowning, and behind that the next card is fear too. So could be, again, specifically a female or feminine energy who's dealing with that situation. I also was feeling before, having nothing to do with the cards, and before I started doing the cards, that some people who are already divorced or separated, like a relationship that you were done with, and you don't have to have ever been married, could be like your child's, father, child's other parent, or whatever it is, something that you really have separated from, or someone that you have separated from, that thing or person is finally also wanting to be like divorced or separate from you too. And you sort of realizing that you're never going to go back to that thing or that person, and so it may make you feel sort of sad, even if you're not interested anymore, because the finality of it could make you feel sad. So that's just something that I had been feeling. Also this morning, I woke up. First of all, I didn't go to bed until like 3:30, and then I woke back up already at like 4:30, and when I woke up at that time, there was a song in my head, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a good one. Like, this is a really great message. It's so strong. And I should have written it down or something, because don't you know, when I woke back up at 5:05, I could not remember what that song was. But at 5:05, the song that was in my head when I woke up, and I can't stand Alicia Keys, but it was Alicia Keys. I really can't stand Alicia Keys. So I was telling you, this is not a song that's normally in my repertoire in my head that I sing to myself. None of that. Especially ever since she made that song, the Girl on Fire. I can't tolerate her. I would be like, I just wish she would hurry up and burn, because I can't deal with this song or you. But it was her other song, like, I keep on falling in and out of love. Sometimes, what is it? Sometimes I love you, sometimes you make me blue. Sometimes I feel good, sometimes I feel used. So I think that's somebody's message as well. This card that remained on the table when I picked up the other says, please forgive me for letting you go. So maybe that's why. I was a fool, and now I want you back. Can we start over and have a fresh new beginning? Very nice. I do feel that there will be some reconciliations that occur with this moon. And I think that this, I'm not up to this deck yet, but I think that this card talks about that too. Because if you look about, people always say, okay, the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something or walking towards something new, because you're leaving something else behind. Yeah. I agree. But there's also, at least in this Rider-Waite style deck, there's this moon back here. But it's kind of like both moons. It's kind of like a full moon sitting inside a new moon. So when the full moon is there, or when the full moon is around us, especially, it can make us confused. And I think that some people walked away from stuff feeling like that's what they were meant to do. And maybe even in that moment, again, believing that's what they were meant to do, possibly because of emotion, because it looks like there's a bunch of water around him too. They believe that's what they were supposed to do, but the moon had confused the energy, and they shouldn't have walked away or walked towards something. So I think now with the new moon, it's bringing us a different message, like go back for some people. And we do have justice upright immediately behind that. So this is again about balancing out the energy, evening out the scales, maybe meeting somebody halfway. So that's why you're walking back too. But I was going to shuffle these first. What else did I want to tell y'all? So Leo, again, is ruled by the sun. It is the 5th house of the zodiac. It rules the 5th house. So the 5th house is like pleasure and love, not to be confused with like unconditional love and stuff like that. That's like Pisces and Neptune, like our deepest feelings and stuff would be that. But love nonetheless, and pleasure. So what we enjoy doing, all ruled by Leo. And since I was getting all those messages over the past couple of weeks about Mercury and Leo, again for us Geminis, specifically rules our 3rd house of communication. So there could be some maybe communication that's tied to pleasures and things that excite us, and or love that we're having now. We're having those, we're getting those insights or having those conversations. Okay. I'm like, are both sides? I'm so confused, and I don't know where we go from here. But that's this. Confused. I've just been getting like that some people were confused, they made the wrong choice. Other people, remember we kept seeing all those 5s of swords like in the past several readings too. I think some people have been getting advice from the wrong people, and the people may not have known they were the wrong people. I mean, it may not have been intentional. They may have thought they were, giving your person or this person that's confused the right advice, but like a friend, maybe even a parent, a child, who's been in this person's ear and trying to give them advice has just been really guiding them in the wrong direction. And people need to, if you got to go Virgo and, hermit and do the introspection and figure it out for yourself, then do that. But this is not the time. Like when you talk about your life, like a major life decision, do I walk away from this thing or person that, makes me happy, or that I feel my soul is drawn to, or whatever the case is? You don't want to ask, somebody else for the answer to that question. You have to ask yourself. You have to go within. I just want to show you guys the Ace of Pentacles opposite the Lovers. So this could be a really wonderful look. The Queen of Pentacles also, so that's home and comfort. We got the Knight of Wands. Somebody could come in very quickly. We've got the Queen of Wands with him. This can be a May-December couple, so the woman or feminine energy is slightly older than the masculine. This may be something you manifested, maybe perhaps an actual Leo. Could be Leo on Leo action, or two fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But of course, we do again have this Gemini energy, as well as this Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm going to fold that. So, yeah. Anyway. Just feel like somebody's been giving poor advice, and you can't really, give somebody that kind of love or life advice when they're making such serious decisions. And they're paying for that, for the poor choices. They're paying for it, whether it's their feelings or actual other, karmic or karma situations that they're experiencing because, they didn't follow their heart, or they didn't follow the guidance they were getting from the universe. They listened to some other Joe Schmo and he directed them wrong. So maybe now they're healing from that, because again, that caused pain, that caused hurt, that caused sorrow. And they want to try to figure out how to move beyond this Three of Swords. And they're going to try. They're not ready to give up yet with the Nine of Wands. They're still going to continue pushing forward in their life. All right. So now that we've got them all shuffled, what deck do we want to use? So we just use this one. Let's just use this one for now at least. We'll get the card that we need for the feminine. We need the one for the feminine. My foot's vibrating. My phone must be on the floor near there. It feels so funny. Oh my god. Alright, and the card just flew out. Okay, I got it. So the feminine's card is, I may not always show it, but I care about you a lot and I don't want to lose this connection. And I've been feeling something like that too. Like the two very strong-willed people, maybe two ego-driven or prideful people, two, sort of alpha dogs, an alpha female and an alpha male. So that maybe the feminine isn't always showing her emotions either. And that could be something, I don't want to say that it's her fault that the masculine slips into fear, but sometimes, like, if you're not showing anything, then that's when the other person's like, well, I'm not going to either, so that could, like, spur something falling apart. So that's the feminine's card. I may not always show it, but I care about you a lot, and I don't want to lose this connection. So the masculine, as it relates to the feminine, we have, I ghosted you because I want to keep my options open. Oh, shit. Okay. I know you have feelings for me, but I'm not so sure that we're a good fit. So, I mean, this could be BS, because, again, he could have slipped into that ego space because of this, because she wasn't showing anything either. It's possible, again, not to blame the feminine, just saying what happens sometimes. He is saying he wanted to keep his options open, so it's possible that even with an interest in her, he's not ready for a serious commitment, which is another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about too, because like a lot of times people say, well, like the masculine retreats, so he goes away, he ghosts you, whatever the case is, you go into separation because he wasn't ready for a serious relationship. And it's like, who told you I was? Like, did you ask me? Like, maybe I wanted to get to know you too. Maybe I wanted to date for a while too, maybe see other people in the meantime. Maybe I'm into non-traditional relationships. Maybe I'm poly. Maybe I'm whatever. Did you ask me? No. So this sort of presumption is something I've been feeling a lot of things about lately too, and getting a lot of messages on. He's not sure where you're a good fit. How are you going to know if you just pulled away and you didn't give her a chance? How are you going to know if you're a good fit? Don't you got to, how do you figure out if you're a good fit with the other options? Do you at least, go on a date with them? Or a few dates with them? Do you talk to them on a regular, consistent basis? And so you on the phone or whatever, so you can determine, you know what, I'm not really digging this? Because you're not going to figure out if you're a good fit with somebody by not talking to them. Masculine as it relates to himself. I enjoy being a casual observer and watching you on social media. So he's fine pulling back his energy and just having a insight into your life, because you're the one that's not, as the feminine, you're the one that has no connection. He ghosted you, maybe he blocked you, he cut you off, and then he goes and creates a fake profile or something, and watches you on social media. Some of us accept those weirdo people. I accept pretty much everybody. Well, I shouldn't even be saying this because now people are going to start just, sending friend requests. But I accept pretty much everybody on my Queen of Swords page, because my initial presumption is that you are befriending me. You're sending me a friend request because you are a viewer of my channel, or you've seen some of my videos, or you're interested in some of the services I provide, or something like that. Not that that you have an interest in me as a person or a woman, or for friendship or anything like that. On my page under my government name, I pretty much don't accept anybody new, So I don't know how that could happen to me, but I've seen it happening to a lot of people. Anywho, the masculine. Am I getting out of frame? Well, these cards are weird. You can't see them anyway. They're not like the tarot cards. The masculine as it relates to the union or connection as a whole. We have, I really need to hear from you. I don't like being in the dark about what's going on in your life. That's why he's sneaking and looking instead. But he would also like, some information. But if you blocked me or if you ghosted me, why are you expecting me to contact you? That doesn't make any sense. But this is something that they do. It's like, oh, well, you never called me again. Well, because you never called me again. I'm not chasing after a man, and maybe that's not the right mindset either. But, maybe that's ego-driven too. That's the way a lot of us are raised. But even in the spiritual community, separate and apart from being raised that women don't go after men, there's the idea based in the spiritual laws of attraction. I don't chase, I attract, right? So same thing. Anyway, overall, nothing can break the bond of love between us. All of me loves all of you. That's nice. What energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him? If he could tell her, behave like this, or say this, or feel this, what would it be? You are the love of my life, and I will treat you like the precious treasure you are to me. I guess that was a good choice. I said, if you could tell her anything, if you want her to behave any kind of way towards you, what would it be if he wants to be treated like the love of your life? And what energy is he himself bringing to the table with this Leo new moon? Whatever this is, wherever this is leading, I want it. You are on my path for a reason, and I'm so grateful for your friendship. So, which is good. I mean, I think romantic relationships, even if they turn out to be romantic relationships, should be based in friendship. But I do want to also point out that he's using the word friendship, not so as, it could be so as to, indicate we're not together. Because over here, he's already said he doesn't know if you're a good fit, if he wants to be together. So it would be good if he would treat you like a friend, and allow you to treat him like a friend, and you guys could, like I said, get to know each other, maybe spend some time together, and then you can figure out whether or not you're a good fit. What energy the universe or God would have each archetype, masculine and feminine, each party to the situation to bring to the union or connection. It is what the universe wants to help us with. Oh goodness, this is what the universe wants. I dream about you a lot, and it always arouses me. Okay. I don't know if the universe wants to help us with this part, but I think, again, there's messages in the dreams, particularly lately. You may find yourself having really, really vivid dreams, and when you have one, especially if the person's in your dream, then you should, feel confident that they're dreaming about you as well, and any messages that come out in that dream, are things that you should try to figure out, and how to determine how they resonate with you, if at all, and what message may be contained in there. And the energy with which we are going toward the next moon, which I think is the full moon in Aquarius. You fill my life with hope for the future, and I'm proud to have you by my side. Very nice. So those are the oracle messages. Let's see what we can get out of here. In the same placements, so representing the feminine, we have the Five of Wands in reverse, and this is what's joining. I may not always show it, but I care a lot about you and don't want to lose this connection. So she's fighting, against who and what? Probably her own self. It's an inner turmoil because she's not showing her emotions, and that's leading to discord. A good thing, a positive thing about the Five of Wands in reverse is that where it comes to love, basically the message is that a conversation needs to be had. Okay, you need to communicate, and when you do, even if it's like difficult communication, and this doesn't mean you have to actually argue or debate and get angry and stuff like that, but it still could be challenging communication that you have, like conversation that's a little heavy or whatever, or deep. But it will aid you in coming together or resolving your issues. Like you benefit from having the communication, even if it gets a little charged. So maybe you would be able to say things to each other like this and acknowledge that you care, that you show it. If I never told you, let me tell you now. Like, it could be that kind of thing that comes out. For the masculine joining, I ghosted you because I want to keep my options open. Well, now something's changing with the Leo new moon, that he's instead going to charge toward you with the Knight of Swords. And very, very quickly, very suddenly, this could be too. He makes a decision, now I'm going back. And it may involve an actual air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe a Taurus, even though it's the swords, because we do have Aquarius's ruler, Uranus, located in Taurus for another several years. Maybe a Virgo, along with Gemini, ruled by Mercury. That's possible too, or an air sign. Okay, masculine, as it relates to himself, joining, I enjoy being a casual observer and watching you on social media. So he's casual because he doesn't have to invest like his emotions and stuff if he's just like watching you and you don't even realize he's watching you. So joining that is the Page of Wands in reverse. Pages bring news, bring information. They signal that some action is probably going to be taken soon. And with regard to love and relationship, the Page of Wands in reverse often has to do with finishing something you started a long time ago. So it's not just as it relates to love, it's in general. Finishing something you started like a while back and you left unfinished. So again, if he ghosted you, if he walked away from you and something that was, things unsaid, things undone, this could mean a return of somebody that you're already familiar with to finish where you left off. Page of Wands may also be an actual fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Page of Wands reverse can also sometimes be about, like in a general sense, like unwelcome news. Not something dire, not like, oh my God, look what happened to, so-and-so and them. Not nothing like that. But just something you'd rather not see. So, or news you'd rather not hear, or something you'd rather not see. So since this is about him watching you on social media, he could see something he doesn't necessarily, like seeing. And maybe it has to do, we have another male figure here. Maybe it has to do with, another masculine energy, possibly younger, possibly, fire sign, again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If not younger, it could be somebody who, is very youthful, looks very young, looks good for their age, likes to have fun, likes to be, lighthearted, silly even sometimes. Could be like something that the masculine considers immature, that he views, that he witnesses going on in your life. And now he's a casual observer. So what you see isn't necessarily giving you the full picture as to what's actually happening. Especially like on social media, you could be, having banter back and forth with somebody that's not serious, that's a joke or whatever. And that he could, misunderstand because he's being a casual observer and he's watching from the outside. In any case, masculine, as it relates to the union or connection as a whole, this energy here, I really need to hear from you. I don't like being in the dark about what's going on in your life. It's stressing him the hell out. It's stressing him out. And again, it may have something to do with fire energy or, maybe another party. This Page of Wands in reverse, a fire energy person, possibly. Overall, joining nothing can break the bond of love between us. All of me loves all of you. You can believe that with the 10 of Pentacles, albeit in reverse, showing up here for that placement. What energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him? It is balance, justice, maybe a little patience for him to make things right too. But it's joining, you are the love of my life, and I will treat you like the precious treasure you are to me. It's possible, maybe even likely, that he hasn't treated you like the precious treasure like that you are to him in the past. That there's been imbalance, that maybe you gave more of yourself or he gave more of himself. And now what he would like from you and what he would like to give you, is this sort of equity in the relationship. And to do what's right by you. What he himself is bringing to the union or connection, some emotion this time. Not just, again, ego and maybe what we consider logic or gossip, somebody else put in his head. This is him finally deciding to get into his own feelings. Like I was saying, again, before we even started the cards, I had been feeling the masculine needs to do. This may involve actual Scorpio energy. The Queen of Cups is most directly a Scorpio, or of course Cancer, Pisces are also possibilities. And it joins this other energy here that he has. Whatever this is, wherever it's leading, I want it. So there's an admission of, an interest in a connection and furthering the connection. You're on my path for a reason, and I'm grateful for your friendship. So this is actually like showing it for a change. What energy the universe or God wants to, help us both with and aid us with. And it's the 7 of Cups in reverse, which tends to be about dreams and goals and options and stuff. And here again, we have, I dream about you a lot. And it always arouses me. So I can leave that part out. Well, you know what? That part could be relative to here too, because sometimes for me, the 7 of Cups is about like one night stands and things. Maybe that's how you met, So maybe there is a strong sexual connection between the two of you. But in connecting it with that energy in that card, that card is about dreaming and dreaming about you, and so is this one. Very heavy Pisces energy I always get from a 7 of Cups, pretty much in any deck. And so now this is like narrowing it down. You see, it's the cup. This is in reverse. We can let all these other cups spill out because I've chosen one, and that's what this indicates too. Like I dream about you. It's very specific. I'm not over here we're talking about options, and over here we're talking about you, not, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry. And then the outcome, the energy that we're going into that full moon in Aquarius with, joining you, fill my life with hope for the future, and I'm proud to have you by my side. We do have the Fool. So there's a desire to go ahead and take a chance on the future, you know, on seeing what's there, seeing what the possibilities are. Wow. And then let's see the cross spread for everybody. And with that, we get a little bit more, you know, general energies, and then we do like one love specific placement. So for that, we'll begin with these. Spring was our overall energy, right? Okay, so we got here the recent past, the near future, the feminine higher self, the masculine's higher self, feminine 3D, masculine 3D, the heart of the matter, and the love-related placement. Oh, we'll do going into the full moon in Aquarius with an overall energy of spring. Do want to bring, we'll get 3 from these. I'll do it this way so that they can get shuffled simultaneously since we just used them. So there's 1. There's 3. The overall energy for these is, now we have too many problems in this relationship and the roller coaster ride is making me ill. Maybe we should call it quits for now. But I feel like we did, in a lot of cases, call it quits for now and are in separation. So, not really sure what he means by that, to be honest with you. I think it really is like a roller coaster, like he's up, he's down, or like the song, like I said, the Alicia Keys, I keep on falling in and out of love. So it's like he's back and forth, he's up, he's down, and he's not really sure what he wants or what he's even talking about at this point. All right, that's the love placement. Recent past, we have winter. So I think, again, somebody having been shut out, you put the freeze on them, maybe you ghosted them, you know, silenced, and they just, you know, you left them out in the cold, or they left you out in the cold. You feel out in the cold. You feel out in the cold. Yes, exactly. And your answers arrive in winter. No, I mean, for somebody, yes, I guess some answer could arrive in winter, but I think primarily the message for us here with these is having been shut out. So maybe a way to heal that, or to heal yourself in the meantime while you're working through that, has been creating a sacred space for yourself. Altar, prayer, candles, commune with your own divinity. If somebody else is leaving you out, you can love yourself and befriend yourself, spend time with yourself, and commune again with yourself and your own divinity. And also showing appreciation and gratitude is one of those laws of attraction and cause and effects, you know, spiritual laws that we were talking about before. You show the gratitude, you're grateful, more abundance comes toward you. Your twin flame also appreciates you. See the blessings and practice appreciation. So that's the recent past. Near future. Settling, loss, union. So I think where one was settling, again, an end to that, because they're realizing that has cost them, you know, this potential union where they would have been happy. And so there's a realization, and the sun, again, which rules Leo, is giving them clarity and coming in on that. There's feelings of scarcity, insecurity, a lack of faith, and just believing that you deserve the best all of a sudden, realizing you're not in the right place. There's been a loss of self-identity, and you need to discover your true self again. Your true self is, or at least your heart, is with this other person. So there's room here now for reconciliation, eternal love. Your time has come when you ditch this. This can also be about the divorcing yourself from someone or something, whatever that thing was that you had settled into. Again, just getting rid of it. Lose it. Feminine higher self. We have control. There's a lot of like funky energy here. Control, stagnation, delusion. There's a need to release the need to control situations because they are keeping you stuck. Block, third party, silence, barrier. And this could also be you, in connection to feeling left out in the cold, maybe because there was a third party or third energy that was taking away from you, or the fact that you've been silenced, or they've silenced themselves against you and put up a wall or a barrier. So you need to shift your focus to something else. To yourself is good, and if you can be successful at doing that, by the fall, the energy should have dissipated. Those sort of stuck energies should have dissipated and changed. You got a lot of change happening here with the leaves turning red, leaves turning yellow. So there's a lot of change. And I promise you, I had no idea that the card said that the card said change. I was really just intuitively telling you what I felt and what I saw. But it does say change is in the air. Your answers arrive in autumn. So again, if you can get yourself unstuck by autumn, by fall, which begins on September 22nd, that you should have experienced some change in your life, or a change in those energies. Masculine higher self. The message is you want a happy family. This is what you want. You want, kids, and you don't want to be stressed out. You want somebody that's supportive, that loves you, that cares. But you are splitting your energy between happiness, even if you're single, and a parent. You're taking away even from that relationship of parent and child by splitting your energy with some other karmic energy that's not worth your time. You feel duty bound by some sort of societal conventions to this person, and it could be an actual marriage, again, from which you need to divorce yourself. Or again, it could be a friend, especially like a best friend, or a parent, or a child, somebody that is, it's an unhealthy relationship. In my memories on Facebook, it popped up today, and I remember I was talking in one of my posts about, how although these characters are fictional, there were family members that were evil to each other, that did not show love to each other. And sometimes that does happen in real life. So like Scar and Mufasa, Cain and Abel, I think I had mentioned also like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Like there's a whole, it's a trope, right? But sometimes in 3D life, or, in real life, when we're not talking about fictional characters, we have a problem separating ourselves from family members because we feel duty bound or societal contract with these people. Like they're my family, so I have to remain, connected to them. And you really don't if it's causing you pain in your life. But this is why your energy is split. Options, unfocused, multitasking. Just trying to like people please and make everybody happy. And you can't. Everybody's happy but you, and maybe the feminine. You got to decide what you really want. You want karmic partner, or you want happy family? Feminine 3D. Pause. Yeah, I think you have been put on hold. You've been put on pause. And a lot of the time. I mean, some people are together and they're happy, but even those, like I said, in those cases where you're in a committed relationship, there is, there's still some sort of growth that's been stifled. You're not experiencing, necessarily your best life that you could be experiencing, or that's meant for you. There's some sort of pause and lack, right? Inaction. Maybe things aren't happening at the time and pace that you expected, or you felt they were meant to. And you just got to like take a step back and wait for a sign. These things were probably supposed to happen in summer, and you're like, it's summer. Summer's now. What's going on? Summer's not over yet. You have until September 21st, so remain positive. It's time to see the sunny side, and your answers arrive in summer. So that pause should be lifted again, and by fall, things will be better for you. In the meantime, healing is what's happening. Self-care, maybe taking a time out. Be gentle with yourself and also your twin or mate, partner, love interest. Masculine, your 3D life is fake. It's fake because of the settling, because of all the, lying to yourself. You got to ascend, right? That's what's wanting to happen. You got to join your soul family and lose the people that don't belong. Like I was saying, lose the family members that don't mean you well. Mask, illusion, duplicity. Look beyond the superficial. Like even beyond the word friend or family or whatever. That's the superficial, that's the surface. Beneath that, you could have actual soul family, people that you are tied to, people that you would vibe high with, you would ascend with, if you would allow yourself. Friendship, fun, a light heart. Enjoy downtime with friends and family. And ascend. Expansion, evolution, universal intelligence. Stay connected to spirit. The heart of the matter for everyone, we have romance. Aww. Romance, twin flames, awakening. Yeah, if this for you is a love reading, love spread, because it's not for everybody. Like I said, some people are already together and their relationships will deepen when they improve, and other things in their life will improve as well, like spiritual work and things that they're trying to do that maybe hasn't taken off yet. All that kind of stuff will grow for them. But for some, it's because, again, you're in separation even. And look, there's a new moon in this picture. There's a new moon, a crescent in the twin flame card. Romance. Revel, flow, savor, entice. Open yourself to romance. So this is what one of the things the new moon in Leo is bringing us. Also, a lot of these connections that we're going to be romantic with, they are twin flame connections or soulmate connections, divine counterparts, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't like labels, so I had ditched twin flame a long time ago, but now I use it because nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about if I don't, right? Eternal love, reincarnation, passion, twins seeking union, and it's sitting right here next to union. Remember, that union is waiting to happen if we lose the things or people that we settle for, because we are all here awakening. We're ready for the next level. There is realization that I think comes with the sun, which rules Leo. There's an eye-opening here, realization, progress, and your twin is awakening as well to your connection. They're beginning to understand, I get it now. That's my soulmate. That's my twin flame. That's my divine counterpart. That's the love of my life. That's whatever it is, to you. Okay, the love specific placement. I don't know what's going to be in here with romance and twin flames being here, but the love specific placement. We got divine timing, patience, perseverance. I know you said, a lot of us say, like, I'm tired of being patient, but there's an ask here for a little bit more patience. Patience, perseverance, peace. Peace is a choice. So you can, keep acting up, or you can choose, to be at peace and be happy, and then that will maybe help allow you to ease into the patience. Trust that the divine knows when. A tower moment is coming for you or for them or both, that's going to let you know. This will be the alarm that'll let you know it's time. All right, something's going to happen. Could be a realization, all right, or a revelation. You have you have a vision, and all of a sudden everything's clear to you, right? The tower moment, unexpected change. So this is the change again that's coming by fall, but it comes in very suddenly, very quickly, like you might not even, be ready for it in that moment, not even know it's coming. And isn't it interesting, like these cards are very similar color, like all the other cards are so bright and vivid, and these two are like gray. It's like a weird gray. But that tower moment may probably, I was going to say may not come, it probably won't come until you change your perception of things. Decide to consciously look at things in a different way, or look at all angles of a situation. And that will be when you have the aha moment that will lead to, that'll be the alarm. Something will go off, ding, 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 you got it. And then that's going to tell you that it's the divine timing. Right now you're missing red flags possibly. You could be in delusion. You got to change your perspective and see through even your own false beliefs. Like sometimes we have these ideologies and belief systems, particularly in the 3D, that, once you get married, you got to stay married forever. Really? Even if this person's abusive to me? And there's all kinds of abuse, right? It's not just like they beat up on you. So, and even the feminine and or female can be abusive to a male. Like if your relationship's toxic, not necessarily the male or masculine who is the toxic one or is the toxic one alone. Feminine can also be toxic, emotionally abusive, verbally abusive. Sometimes we see, or at least I see, I'll speak for myself, men being like emasculated and all that kind of stuff. That is verbal abuse. So, it comes in many, many forms. And once we're willing to change our perception, sometimes of ourselves even, and our experience, like, wait a minute, I'm being mistreated here. It might take you a while to realize it and to wake up from it. But that could be what it is too. Once you do that, that's going to allow you to go to the next level. Specifically from these secret messages from the heart. You will always be my favorite hello and my hardest goodbye. The silence between us, because again, for many people for whom this message is, there's a separation. There's silence. There's winter. And the silence between us is really bothering him, or bothering me, it says here. Is it really over? No, it's not, according to this here. Not unless you continue to settle and you don't make a change, a free will choice and change in your own life. And the last one is, please forgive me for letting you go. I was a fool, and now I want you back. Can we start over and have a fresh new beginning? Isn't this one that we started with at the beginning of the reading? It feels very familiar. And going into, this is very nice. Going into the full moon in Aquarius, the masculine having realized that he's at a crossroad and he needs to make a decision, settle or happy family. They're divergent paths, and he has to pick which way. Again, it's a free will choice. Peace is a choice. Got to figure out which way he's going. Divergent paths, choices. There's still a little confusion as we lead up to that full moon in Aquarius, but he's going to follow his intuition, or he should, at least, is the guidance. Why? Because he has big goals, he has big plans. This is that 10 of Pentacles, again, kind of energy that he wants for himself, whether it's career related or that he wants in a relationship or with love, or it could be both. Like, I want to be able to provide, I want to have a good family, a strong family, we're a power couple, all kinds of things like that could be the idea. Career, business, success, claim your place in the world. And it is specifically the masculine, I think, who's experiencing this and needing to make a change and wanting to make a change in his life. Although, again, the feminine will have to be open to it. If you're going to be closed off, like we saw in the other spread, and not share your feelings too, then, that's how we end up with the wall in between us sometimes. Your divine masculine, your twin or soulmate, is seeking you. So the tables have turned. You seek, usually the feminine or the female is seeking and chasing him. Now it is by the time of the Aquarius full moon, which I think is around the middle of August, the tables will have turned. And that's what I have for you. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do appreciate it. Namaste.